The service factor ampacity, or SFA, value on a motor nameplate indicates the motor's capacity to handle brief periods of operation exceeding its nameplate full load amperage, or FLA. It's essential for selecting suitable thermal overloads. To utilize the SFA value for thermal overload selection, firstly multiply the FLA by the SFA to determine the SFA ampacity. Secondly, consult the appropriate square D overload table and choose an overload with a trip current value nearest to the calculated SFA ampacity. For instance, if the motor's FLA is 17.3 amps and the SFA is 21.7, the SFA ampacity equals 17.3 multiplied by 21.7, resulting in 374.51 amps. Based on this calculation, select an overload with a trip current of around 375 amps. The occasional tripping of the motor starter overload relay may stem from various factors. Overloading occurs when the motor draws more current than the overload is configured to handle. A high ambient temperature in the installation area can also cause the overload to trip. A defective overload unit may trip prematurely due to internal faults. Loose connections within the motor circuit can lead to voltage drops, increasing current draw and subsequently overload tripping. To resolve this issue, firstly verify that the motor load does not exceed its rated capacity. Measure the actual current draw with a clamp meter to compare it against the FLA and SFA values. Secondly, assess the ambient temperature surrounding the motor starter and overload relay. Ensure proper ventilation to prevent overheating. If the temperature exceeds the overload relay's operating limit, consider relocating the starter or providing additional cooling. Thirdly, test the overload relay's functionality using a test kit to simulate overload conditions and confirm accurate tripping. Replace any faulty overload relays. Fourthly, inspect all electrical connections in the motor circuit, including those at the motor terminals, starter, and any intermediate junction boxes. Tighten any loose connections and check for signs of corrosion or damage. Replace any damaged wiring or connectors. Review the motor's application and operating conditions. Heavy starting loads, frequent starts and stops, or prolonged operation at high loads can contribute to overload tripping. Adjust the motor's operating parameters or consider using a larger motor if necessary. Also consider the motor service factor. The service factor represents the amount of overload the motor can handle for short periods without damage. Operating a motor continuously at its service factor limit will shorten its lifespan. The SFA is used to determine the maximum allowable continuous current the motor can handle. To properly size the overload protection, the overload relay should be sized based on the motor's FLA, not the SFA. However, the SFA can be used as a guide to ensure the overload relay is not set too low. If the overload relay is tripping frequently, even though the motor is not overloaded, it may be necessary to increase the overload relay setting slightly. However, it's important to ensure that the overload relay setting does not exceed the motor's SFA. The SFA represents the allowable overload the motor can withstand for a limited time. It is typically expressed as a multiplier applied to the motor's rated full load amperage. For example, a motor with an FLA of 10 amps and an SFA of 1.15 can safely handle 11.5 amps for short durations. When selecting a thermal overload relay, it is crucial to consider the motor's SFA. The overload relay should be sized to protect the motor against overloads up to the SFA value. This ensures that the motor can handle temporary overloads without tripping the relay unnecessarily. To calculate the appropriate overload relay setting, multiply the motor's FLA by the SFA. For instance, a motor with an FLA of 10 amps and an SFA of 1.15 would require an overload relay setting of 11.5 amps. This setting allows the motor to operate safely up to its service factor limit. The Square D overload tables provide guidance on selecting the correct overload relay based on the motor's FLA and SFA. These tables typically list the available overload relay ranges and their corresponding trip currents. Select an overload relay with a trip current that matches the calculated overload relay setting. In addition to the SFA, other factors can contribute to overload tripping, including high ambient temperatures, voltage imbalances, and improper motor cooling. High ambient temperatures can reduce the overload relay's tripping threshold, causing it to trip prematurely. Voltage imbalances can increase the current draw in some motor phases, leading to overload tripping. Improper motor cooling can cause the motor to overheat, which can also trigger the overload relay. When troubleshooting overload tripping issues, consider all these potential causes. Check the ambient temperature around the motor and overload relay. Ensure that the motor is properly ventilated. Measure the voltage at the motor terminals to check for voltage imbalances. By addressing these factors, you can minimize the likelihood of overload tripping and ensure the motor's reliable operation. The service factor is essentially a safety margin. It indicates how much extra load a motor can handle beyond its rated capacity without experiencing immediate damage. However, it's important to remember that running a motor continuously at its service factor limit will significantly shorten its lifespan. The motor's insulation and bearings will degrade more quickly, leading to premature failure. Therefore, it's best to operate the motor within its rated FLA whenever possible. The SFA is primarily intended for handling temporary overloads or unexpected load surges. If a motor is consistently running near its service factor limit, it's a sign that a larger motor may be needed. Upgrading to a larger motor will provide a greater safety margin and extend the motor's lifespan. The Square D overload tables are designed to help you select the appropriate overload relay for your specific motor. These tables provide detailed information on the available overload relay ranges, trip currents, and other relevant specifications. When using the tables, it's crucial to input the correct motor FLA and SFA values. Using incorrect values can lead to an improperly sized overload relay, which may not adequately protect the motor. The Square D overload tables also provide guidance on selecting the appropriate heater element for the overload relay. The heater element is a current-sensitive device that heats up when the motor draws excessive current. When the heater element reaches a certain temperature, it trips the overload relay, disconnecting the motor from the power supply. Selecting the correct heater element is essential for ensuring that the overload relay trips at the appropriate current level. The Square D overload tables typically list the available heater element sizes and their corresponding trip currents. Select a heater element with a trip current that matches the calculated overload relay setting. In addition to the Square D overload tables, there are other resources available to help you select the appropriate overload relay for your motor. Motor manufacturers often provide recommendations for overload protection in their motor manuals. Electrical equipment suppliers can also offer guidance on selecting the correct overload relay for your specific application. When selecting an overload relay, it's important to consider the motor's starting current. Motors draw a significantly higher current during startup than during normal operation. This inrush current can trip the overload relay if it is not properly sized. To avoid nuisance tripping, select an overload relay that is designed to withstand the motor's starting current. Some overload relays have a built-in time delay that allows them to tolerate the inrush current without tripping. Time delay prevents the overload relay from tripping unnecessarily during motor startup. When troubleshooting overload tripping issues, it's important to follow a systematic approach. Firstly, gather information about the motor, the load, and the operating conditions. Secondly, inspect the motor and the overload relay for any signs of damage or wear. Thirdly, measure the motor current and voltage to verify that they are within acceptable limits. Fourthly, check the overload relay setting and compare it to the motor's FLA and SFA values. Fifthly, test the overload relay to verify that it is functioning properly. By following these steps, you can effectively diagnose and resolve overload tripping issues. Overload protection is an essential part of any motor control system. It protects the motor from damage caused by excessive current. Properly sized and installed overload relays can prevent costly motor repairs and downtime. When selecting and installing overload relays, it's important to follow the manufacturer's instructions and all applicable electrical codes. Proper installation and maintenance will ensure that the overload relay provides reliable protection for your motor. Overload relays are available in a variety of types, including thermal overload relays, magnetic overload relays, and electronic overload relays. Thermal overload relays are the most common type and are typically used for smaller motors. Magnetic overload relays are more suitable for larger motors and offer faster tripping times. Electronic overload relays provide the most accurate and reliable overload protection and are often used in critical applications. The choice of overload relay type depends on the specific application and the motor's characteristics. When selecting an overload relay, it's important to consider the motor's horsepower, voltage flow, SFA, and starting current. These factors will help you determine the appropriate overload relay range, trip current, and heater element size. Overload relays are typically installed in the motor starter or control panel. They are connected in series with the motor winding and interrupt the power supply to the motor when an overload condition occurs. The overload relay is designed to trip before the motor winding overheats and sustains damage. The overload relay also provides protection against single phasing, which occurs when one of the three phases of the power supply is lost. Single phasing can cause the motor to overheat and fail. The overload relay detects the unbalanced current caused by single phasing and trips to protect the motor. When installing an overload relay, it's important to ensure that the wiring connections are tight and secure. Loose connections can cause voltage drops and overheating, which can lead to premature overload tripping. It's also important to properly ground the overload relay to prevent electrical shock hazards. Overload relays should be periodically inspected and tested to ensure that they are functioning properly. The inspection should include a visual examination of the overload relay for any signs of damage or wear. The testing should include a trip test to verify that the overload relay trips at the appropriate current level. If the overload relay fails the trip test, it should be replaced immediately. Overload protection is a critical component of any motor control system. Properly sized and installed overload relays can prevent costly motor repairs and downtime. Regular inspection and testing will ensure that the overload relays provide reliable protection for your motor. Remember to consult the National Electrical Code, or NEC, for specific requirements regarding motor overload protection. NEC Article 430 covers motor circuits, motor protection, and motor control circuits. It specifies the requirements for overload protection, short circuit protection, and ground fault protection. The NEC provides tables and guidelines for selecting the appropriate overload protection for various motor sizes and applications. It also specifies the requirements for overload relay settings, conductor sizing, and disconnecting means. Adhering to the NEC requirements is essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of motor control systems. The NEC is updated every 3 years, so it's important to stay current with the latest edition. Changes to the NEC can affect the requirements for motor overload protection. Consult with a qualified electrician or electrical engineer to ensure that your motor control systems comply with the latest NEC requirements. In addition to the NEC, other standards and guidelines may apply to motor overload protection depending on the specific application. For example, industrial facilities may have their own internal standards for motor protection. These standards may be more stringent than the NEC requirements. It's important to be familiar with all applicable standards and guidelines when selecting and installing motor overload protection. Proper motor overload protection is essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of motor-driven equipment. By following the guidelines and recommendations outlined in this discussion, you can effectively protect your motors from damage and prevent costly downtime. If the occasional tripping persists even after addressing the previously mentioned points, a more in-depth investigation may be necessary. Analyze the motor's load cycle, including starting torque requirements, acceleration time, and continuous load demands. Transient events like voltage dips or harmonic distortions can also trigger overload relays. Monitor the power quality and consider installing power conditioning equipment if needed.